As we were mentioning, it is a dangerous job working as a repo man. Just 2 days ago, a North Alabama tow truck driver was shot to death while trying to repossess a vehicle. And in the police shooting death of Steve Perkins, police reported that deadly situation started when Perkins pulled a gun on a tow truck driver who was trying to repossess his truck.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for Yellowhammer Now. Most of you know the Stephen Perkins story at this point. A gentleman brandished a handgun at a tow truck driver. That tow truck driver went and got police. They came back to his house, and that individual ended up getting shot by the police when he allegedly brandished his handgun again, this time in the presence of police officers. Now, that situation is still being investigated by Aaliyah, but I have been told by sources on the inside that they are done with their investigation and those officers will eventually be cleared in that shooting. That said, recently there has been another terrible incident involving a tow truck driver, this time in Madison County.
According to the Madison County Sheriff's Office, Click was on a routine repossession of a vehicle on Wedgwood Terrace Road in Harvest on Wednesday night when he was met by gunfire. Police say 47-year-old Warren Sow killed him.
Now, both of these situations are both absolutely sad, but they are also absolutely preventable. You didn't have to brandish a handgun at your tow truck driver. He rolls into the scene to pick up that vehicle, not because he wants to, but because he has been told to, because you're either behind on your payment or your insurance has lapsed and they want to pick up that vehicle. Now, whether or not that's accurate or not is not really up for debate in that situation, and you surely shouldn't be discussing it with a handgun. Now, I've heard a lot about Stephen Perkins. Oh, maybe he thought his vehicle was being stolen, which is fine. That works until you see the guy there with the tow truck and realize what's actually going on, and it definitely doesn't work for the second time. As for the individual in Madison County who shot the tow truck driver and killed him, let's hope he gets the fullest extent of the law dropped on top of him, because these individuals are just doing their job. And I have to remind people, the media coverage on these two things will be very different because of the race of the victim. Yes, that's part of it. Because of the race of the individuals who shot them. Yes, that will be a part of it as well. But also because, as we look at this situation, what is just another crime where someone's life is lost? And that's how people will view the tow truck situation, as opposed to the situation with Stephen Perkins, where law enforcement is involved. Therefore, it is a much sexier story. The sad part about both of these things is they are both equally preventable. Brandishing a handgun because you're not getting your way is obviously not the way to handle anything. And if you do that, there will be consequences to those actions. Very different consequences here. In one case, the shooter is now going to jail. In the other case, the person with the handgun ends up getting shot by police. Your vehicles aren't worth this, folks. There is no reason to do that. If it's being towed incorrectly, you handle that later. You call the cops and handle that. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to take the law into your own hands, because if you do, you could end up dead or in jail. This is completely preventable and completely unnecessary. And I think it's important that we tell both of these stories as opposed to one of them, because both of them are absolutely tragic.